Silver Tempest is one of the most recent Pokemon sets, and it has some incredible cards. But what's been going on with the sealed products and the single cards? Some have been going up, some have been going down. Take a look. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Silver Tempest. Now, this set is fun to open. It's a good set, it's a strong set, has an incredibly good chase card in the Lugia alt art. Sealed product is rising pretty much across the board, but single card prices have been dropping. We've been seeing this trend quite a bit with a lot of the Sword and Shield era sets. Now, we're going to continue the series looking at the best sets in the Sword and Shield era before we go into Scarlet and Violet. And this is a really strong era, and this is a really strong set. Got some good trainer gallery cards, and it also has, like I say, that big Lugia alt art. Is it really enough? We're going to be taking a look at TCG Player and see what's been going on. All right, let's take a look at the booster boxes. Let's take a look at this, guys. We're looking at $130 for a Silver Tempest booster box. Now, this has actually been climbing quite recently. You know, as we can see, in the last 3 months, it has gone up by, about 30%, which is really, really impressive for a booster box. That's quite recent. I mean, it came at the end of last year, maybe like November time, I believe. So it's really interesting to see the Silver Tempest is actually doing that well. What's it been, like 4, maybe 5 months even? That is very, very good. I expect to be, lots of waves and quite a lot of this product around, but in actual fact, it hasn't really been the case. We go back since this set first dropped, right? So we've got a couple of prices, and it did actually get to as low as $100. So if you manage to pick up for $100, that's a pretty good deal. Over here in the UK, this has actually been going up as well. This has been selling for around about 120, in some cases 130 a box, so it has actually gone up as well. Over here, trying to find this for 100, 105 like it was when it first came out is going to be really, really tough. This is still a really good set. I know it's new, and you would think, oh, it's got loads of printing left in it. You may be thinking, oh, it's been out for 5 months, it's got loads of printings left in its print cycle. But because we're going into a new era, we might not see as many restocks / reprints of Silver Tempest as we might have done with other sets. So we have to keep an eye out on what's been going on with Silver Tempest. With the rise of the booster boxes going up, hopefully some more restocks will come to drop the price a little bit, but it has actually been rising. 130 seems to be the average level of a lot of booster boxes now in the Sword and Shield era. That is definitely something to look out for when looking at picking up some booster boxes, especially Silver Tempest. Okay, let's take a look at some of the cards. First off, we have the gold Lugia V-Star. Now, there's a ton of Lugias in this set, as some of you guys may already know, and this is a gorgeous card. Let's take a look at what's been going on with the price. So it has actually been dropping. We're looking at $27. It actually bounced back up just slightly recently, but it was 3 months ago at around $30 or so. We go back since it came out around 42, and it's now about 27, so that has actually dropped a significant amount, nearly half price for this gold Lugia V-Star, and that's actually quite interesting. It's not an easy card to pull. Gold V-Stars do hold incredible value, so it is quite interesting to see a card like this you actually drop nearly 50%, which is a fair amount. Now onto some of the alt arts. We have the Regidrago V alt art. Pulled this actually, really cool card. Let's take a look at the price. Ouch, that has been dropping also. 3 months ago it was $46, and now we're looking at $30, so that has dropped by a third, which is quite a bit. Let's go back 6 months. Since its release it was $60, now $30, so it's dropped by 50%, which not great. Not great. Now, I usually judge a set based on how many cards are over $30, and this set doesn't have that many alt arts. I think it's got like 4, and this is one of the cheaper ones. The Skunk Tank is the cheapest. We're not going to look at that today because it's not very valuable, but this Regidrago V is a really cool card, but its value, 50% drop since its release. Booster box is going up, single card prices on an alt art. We know it's not easy to pull, and pull rates of Silver Tempest aren't the best either, so that's quite interesting. Speaking of alt arts, we have the Alphabet Soup in the Unknown V alt art. Let's take a look at this bad boy. We're looking at $36 again. Look at that drop. It's just dropped quite a bit recently. So $43 to $36. Not as big as the Regidrago. Let's go back 6 months. So when it first came out, I wouldn't say $90. I would say 60. Yeah, 58. Make it be reasonable. 58 upon release. 36. It's heading towards that 50%. Price drop from when it first came out. That's quite scary. Not an easy card to pull. Really cool looking card. I really do like this. But, this is supposed to be one of the top cards in the set, and it's sitting around $36. That's not actually that good. In the grand scheme of things, you compare to some of the other sets in the Sword and Shield era, you take a look at Chill and Rain, has quite a few cards that are above $30, and are still climbing. Obviously, Evolving Skies does, but it's interesting to see the Silver Tempest is, has these big alt arts. They're kind of struggling a bit. Now we have the Rainbow Lugia V-Star. This is basically $37. This has actually been pretty steady, pretty stable, around that 35, 37 for the longest time. We go back since its release. It has dropped. So I would say its release date was around $42, so it's dropped by about $6, $7. pretty stable actually compared to some of the other cards. We look at this chart and it's been, you know, pretty good going, you know, compared to those alt arts we've just seen nearly 50% drop. This Lugia's dropped 10%, if that. So really, really strong card. And, you know, it might hold its value. It might actually go up compared to some of the others because if I remember rightly, the pull rate of this was really difficult, like really, really difficult. So that might have an impact on the value. Then we're going to get into the full art Serena now. Now it's interesting because full art trainers in English don't actually hold incredible value, but this Serena kind of breaks this trend. We're looking at $40 for this card. It was $48 3 months ago. It has actually dropped a little bit. We go back 6 months and its release was $46. So again, it's like the Rainbow Lugia V-Star. It's actually been pretty stable, dropping a few dollars here and there. Actually not that bad, you know, compared to some of the alt arts that we have seen from the set. And this card's not easy to pull either. Even as a full art trainer, this is actually quite a tough one. It's a good one. Definitely, it's one of the most expensive, probably if not the most expensive, or it's up there, the most expensive full art trainer in Sword and Shield era. Very cool. Then we have the Rayquaza VMAX from the Trainer Gallery. This is the most expensive Trainer Gallery card, gorgeous card, $40. So it did reach a high about 50, so you know, dropped about 20%. Okay, in the last 3 months. We go back 6 months, it actually went up. So it came out at $40 and it peaked at that 50, and it's back down to where it was when it first came out. It's actually holding pretty strong. You know, compared to the lot of other cards in the set, this is actually doing pretty well. It's the second most expensive card in the set. Could it go up over time? We know Rayquaza's a big fan favorite. This is not easy to pull. So I do feel like this might actually hold an incredible amount of value moving forward, and I think it will go up over time. You definitely want to keep an eye on this Rayquaza. And then we have the big boy alt art Lugia. Ouch. I mean, this guy has dropped in price a lot. We're looking at $186 for this Lugia. Let's take a look. So 3 months ago, it was $216 down to $185. We go back 6 months, so on its release it was $233. It came out of the gates really strong, and it has dropped about $50. So it's dropped really around just over 20% of this Lugia since its release. It's kind of been pretty stable over the past month, but you know, the past 3 months it has been declining. So I mean, this has kind of fallen from grace. I kind of felt like this was going to be more expensive. I've been seeing some people sell this here in the UK for about $140, give or take. Some people maybe $150 on eBay and on Facebook and places like that. But again, if you're going to pick this up, you know, you want to make sure the centering and stuff like that is really good. And it's actually dropping in value. It's still one of the most expensive alt arts in the Sword and Shield era. It is holding pretty strong. So yeah, really good card, but it has been dropping. That's what has been going on with Silver Tempest. Even though booster boxes are on the rise, a lot of those single cards have been dropping. There's like maybe 2 or 3 that's just been steady. None of them have been jumping up really high. They just have been dropping across the board, really. That Lugia has fallen a fair bit, but like I say, it's still one of the most expensive cards in the Sword and Shield era. Booster boxes at $130. Will restock potential reprints come in the next couple of months. I know we're going into Scarlet and Violet, but that doesn't mean we can't get any Sword and Shield. Maybe, like I say, this set only came out in November. In all honesty, it should be getting way more product coming over the next few months, you know, throughout the year. So we're gonna have to wait and see. If we do, then I would expect to see a lot of these card prices drop even further. I'll probably hold off picking up some of these top end cards just because they are continuing to drop in value. I mean, a lot of them aren't worth a huge amount in compared to some of the other sets. So even though Silver Tempest is fun to open, has a good trainer gallery, doesn't have the biggest amount of hits in the set. Mainly all about that Lugia and a little bit about that Rayquaza. But if you made this far into the video, guys, and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe for more Pokemon content. And guys, let me know down in the comments what are your thoughts on Silver Tempest. Do you think it's worth picking up? Do you think it's one of the best sets in the Sword and Shield era? I kind of feel like it's like mid to high tier, maybe top 5. But I wouldn't say it's anywhere near, you know, Evolving Skies level. So it's kind of like the middle of the field for me for Silver Tempest. If you know what the cheapest, best value booster box is to get right now, then make sure to click on this video right here. If you watch more Pokemon content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Alright guys, that's it from me in this video. As always, you guys are legends, and I'll see you all in the next one.